I just hope the social media thing doesn't, envelop her like they've done to this kid. This kid doesn't deserve all this.
UConn head basketball coach Geno Auriemma was on Dan Patrick's show discussing many things, including the media coverage of Kennedy Carter bumping Caitlin Clark. In addition, the legend in the game took a swipe, at least it appears, at ESPN's Pat McAfee. Listen in.
And how about this, Dan? You and I have known each other long enough. Have you ever called a player on your show a white?
No.
What gives someone the right to do that?
I think McAfee was...
See, so that's the world.
He was trying to do it as a compliment, I guess. Like he was praising her.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's what he said.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just the fact that we live in a society where today you can't say that. Well, if you look at society as a whole, there are things that are being said that have never been allowed to be said before. There was years ago when somebody made a comment on TV or radio, they lost their job the next day. Well, we live in a society today where you can say anything, do anything, and nothing, just apologize and everything's okay. Well, right now, sports is a reflection of that.
It's a fair point, and if unfamiliar.
The GOAT. Is she what? I don't know. I just, with my eyes, I couldn't see if she's Caucasian or not. So I think what we're trying to say is what the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby. That is old school football. But I would like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white for the Indiana team who is a superstar.
This was McAfee on ESPN's airwaves. Meanwhile,
you call Caitlin Clark, the WNBA star basketball player, a white, and you're going to be in apology mode real quick. But again, depends who you are. That's true if you're a white man, Pat McAfee, although obviously he couldn't have been having racist intentions towards Caitlin Clark. Why is it wrong for him to call her that? Now, we all get it. I'm a girl dad and I'm an adult man and I know how to behave. So, of course, you don't want to say insulting things. But who was he insulting? We know he wasn't referring to Caitlin Clark like she's that kind of person, like he was trying to put her down. Why is the reality being ignored here? Why are the people who are actually targeting Caitlin Clark getting a pass? What are we so afraid of?
Chris Cuomo would go on to defend Pat McAfee.
So we all saw the video. I'll tell you what I didn't like. What motivated Kennedy, the other player, to do that to Caitlin Clark? Was it just to get in her head? Was it just to throw her off her game? Or was it something else? I believe it may have been something else. You don't know what's in her head. Yeah, I know. But I saw how she reacted to it and how they don't want to take questions about Caitlin Clark. And there's a jealousy. And that's normal. That's normal. Jealousy is normal, okay? Especially when there's money and riz and status connected to someone's position that you can be jealous of. Jealousy is real and would make sense.
So I think I have an opinion that is unpopular on this subject. I am very pleased that there has been new fans that have been brought on or have found the light that the women's game is very good, high quality, high intensity, competitive, tough. And let's just call it a buck. The Chris Cuomo types and others would not be talking about this stuff if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. It does benefit the league to have more people watching. And it benefits the league to have more sellouts. And it benefits the league to get higher ratings. Goes without saying. But I, unlike many, believe that Team USA made the correct decision. There are players who are far superior to her. She just finished Iowa, her school, and a month later turned pro. There are not a lot of rookies who will go from playing college basketball and then a month later playing professionally. She did not get the luxury of an offseason to prepare her body. It just went from one competitive league to the most competitive league. And I truly do feel like this is a gift and a curse for the sport and for the hardcore fans who, been there since day one. And I could understand why there is this feeling of it's not all her. The league has been good. The star players have been the star players. And everyone is just washing that away because they truly believe that Caitlin Clark is the face of the W and that she will take the W to new heights. It is twofold. That any sort of boost in support is only going to benefit many people. However, there were other stars that were there in years past. There were the Lisa Leslies. There were the Cheryl Swoopses. Over and over again, we saw how many fantastic basketball players there were and this hesitancy, whether it was from sports fans, broadcasters, cable news networks, etc., in talking about the WNBA. We showed articles from Bill Simmons. Love the guy as a media dude. But the takes that he had were emblematic of the machismo sports fan that still does exist today. And the lack of wherewithal to think how poorly those words put in an article on ESPN page 2 would age. Because they have soured. And I do believe that we have evolved. We still have a way to go as sports fans. There is a level of toxicity that is unmatched. But we are evolving. And it just frustrates me that there is a strong consensus among the new fans to this league that truly believe it didn't even exist before Caitlin Clark. Myself and others have been ringing the bell about how ESPN has dropped the ball and ABC has dropped the ball and CBS Sports has dropped the ball and NBC Sports has dropped the ball because they had the star power in years past and just didn't invest and didn't care to broadcast the games. Finally, they did. All the trends were going up. Maybe Caitlin Clark accelerated some of them, but all the data show that it was on the rise, that this is the promising sport that will continue to grow. And because there are new fans, along with their own mantra and mentality, when they have an outlook on this sport that, well, it's ladies, and ladies should play nice, and ladies shouldn't elbow each other, and ladies shouldn't get physical with each other. No. And that's what I'm seeing from, no disrespect, but the Chris Cuomos and the Stephen A. Smiths and others. And another thing that I continue seeing over and over again is this jealousy factor. I do not believe that the other players are jealous of what they are seeing. I believe they have followed the sport longer than some of these media figures have covered it and are fed up because they are not giving respect to the product. They are the new arrivals. They are the flavor of the month. I do not believe, truly, in my heart of hearts, that Kennedy Carter or Angel Reese or Cameron Brink or any of these players are jealous of Caitlin Clark. I believe what they are saying is, hey, we're here too, and we're playing good ball too. But, case in point, of the attention that the league is getting, ESPN and other outlets do not talk about the games. It is Caitlin Clark 24/7. Indiana Fever 24/7. They could have 3 wins, 4 wins, doesn't matter. It is Clark watch over and over and over again. And as an industry, we got to do a lot better. Because I see the one-sidedness, and what that does is it doesn't leave any room for growth in any other aspect of the league. And that we have to cater to one person instead of seeing how great of a sport it is and how many key players there are in the game.